If I could summarize this entire mini doc into one sentence, it'd be this. You can think you're doing everything right, making all the right decisions, working on all the right projects, and somehow things can still explode into something you never saw happening. For context, let's throw it back to April 2022 when this whole story started.
I finally put like a number to what I need to buy the equipment to put in my savings in my business account to quit my job. I might have the contract that's going to kickstart everything so I can quit my job.
I began to devise a plan to leave the job that summer around mid-July. I had everything mapped out and ready to go.
I'm about to put in my 2 weeks on my job because it is like 5:23 because I'm ready. I'm ready to go full time for myself. I believe in myself, but I'm always going to have that like little bit of me that's like fucking scared.
But as we all know, life has other plans. I pushed through my last 2 weeks doing everything I could and wrapped up my time there to the best of my ability. And what happened next?
This is bullshit. At like 7 o'clock, I took a COVID test because I was like, I have allergies. Let's just take one just to be safe. I got 2 positive tests here. So I have COVID. Free from the shackles of corporate America for 1 hour. And this freelance life is already crazy.
It was kind of nice though because it made me like reset, rethink everything. And it just kind of made me like take a breather for myself. I am full-time freelance for myself. I work for myself. I'm here at Spark. Everything is fantastic. I'm just super pumped to be here. Oh, now it is pouring rain now. There's just some guy with no jacket. And there's some guy sweeping the parking lot. Why are you doing that in pouring rain? And just like that, I became submerged in the freelance lifestyle, being my own boss and having everything that I wanted to do fall on my shoulders. I want to get paid, that's on me. I want to do work, that's on me. And now it's really time to sink my teeth into this freelance lifestyle. Yo, dude, like this is crazy. It's been storming on and off all day. If you know me, you know I'm obsessed with storms. I love just seeing crazy stuff. This is a time lapse that I got today. It's been doing this like round 1, 2, 3, like this is Mortal Kombat. The month of May was rainy overall, which kind of kept me inside, but I honestly thrive in an environment like that. I get more done, I'm more productive, and it was really nice because I got to hone in on building my website, reaching out to people, building relationships at networking events, you know, when there's not something like this happening.
This, can't even see the arch. And you hear that rain? You can't see the stadium? Look at this, it's a nadir. Oh my God, it's supposed to, okay, we gotta go.
There's a saying that's as old as time that says the calm before the storm. And I thought that, you know, maybe there'd be a calm after the storm too. Why is there no quote about that? Well, I understood why, because the month of May was a storm of inquiries, and that leads us into the summer, the chaotic months. In summer of 2022, I decided to take the first vacation I've taken in a couple of years to Kansas City to see my old college buddies, the real OGs. Whenever you're obsessed with the hustle, you always manage to turn every vacation into a work trip. Kansas City is a place that I had visited all throughout college because I went to school on that side of the state. That's where I got my degrees. So naturally, I explored that since Kansas City is definitely an art hub here in the Midwest. The Crossroads Art District has always been my favorite place to visit whenever I'm, just needing a little bit of creativity or just need that creative tank refilled. It was a really cool place to go, and I like just wandering the streets, going to First Fridays. It was an awesome experience to go to with, fellow creatives. And now that I'm out of college, it's a whole different experience because now I can properly give it the attention I feel like it deserves, and it definitely earns respect because it is a city full of cool culture, cool arts, cool restaurants, places to go, and things to do. It's an awesome city, and it was really cool to return to it. Do I live in Kansas City now? I don't know. I am residentially ambiguous at this point. But what I know is I love it here. I'm pissed because apparently when we were at brunch before we got to Spark KC, one of the best places ever, as you know, Patrick Mahomes was there. Because we didn't see him. You'd think that the most observant people, photographers, would notice this kind of thing, but we didn't notice. What did you do?
Saw it.
No, you didn't.
With your eyes?
No, you didn't. You got mad too because you didn't see him. Don't even try to cap for the vlog. Don't even try to cap.
But I did see it.
Then why didn't you say anything? No matter how you pivot in this argument, you're scanned. The shoot is done. We got everyone's leaving. You're doing our outro?
We are live, and that is it. Thank you. We're wrapping up this photo shoot, and back to you, Dante.
That summer, I became more ingrained with not just Kansas City as a whole, but I also started working a lot more with my friends on projects. There are a few key people that I'm sure you've seen in multiple clips that you're kind of like, I'm seeing quite a bit of them. One of them being Caden. Caden is one of my good friends, and he is a very talented photographer who is now diving into video. He was somebody that I frequently collaborated with, and he's honestly just a really down-to-earth guy. Jason, you've seen Jason in many vlogs if you're a long-time viewer of the channel. He has been making appearances dating back to like 2019, and he is also a very talented photographer and a very big ideas person. Christian is somebody that you haven't seen as much of, but he definitely makes his cameos, and he is a drone pilot and an extremely talented one at that. His FPV stuff just blows my mind because that is something that I could not do and I could only dream of doing. So after a summer of bringing each other onto each other's projects and really frequently collaborating, we decided, why don't we just start forming something and take this relationship even further? And that, my friends, is whenever Low Key Studios started. Low Key Studios really started to make a splash because people were resonating with the content that was being put out. I was making vlogs and reels that had a similar storytelling style to what I was doing on YouTube. The humor, the editing style, the showcasing personality, and honestly just the overall quality. It was all there. I mean, honestly, all the components were there to really make this thing a super successful thing. Let's backtrack to the fall real fast before we jump into this. Whenever the leaves started falling, that's whenever the number of inquiries did as well. I wasn't getting as many emails. I wasn't getting as many people committing to shoots. I really just didn't know what the next step was going to be, and I knew that this winter was going to be a challenging one.
This is a video I want to look back on. I am currently sitting here December 29th, 2022. This December has been the hardest month of freelance so far. It has been the most challenging, mentally taxing, everything. I've been through the ringer because, to give you a glimpse into my current scenario, I am currently sitting here waiting on $2,000 worth of invoices to be paid. And it's the holidays, so everyone's fucking off. So I'm sitting here and I had a chargeback come through on PayPal because somebody's PayPal got hacked. So they immediately sided with the customer, and now my PayPal's at negative $289. Don't know why the fuck that's a thing, but now there's that. So on top of nobody paying their fucking invoices, I'm waiting on $2,000 to come through, which is literally all I need right now. Because like my bank account's in the negatives, PayPal's in the negatives, credit cards are maxed out. I am stressed the fuck out. And it's like literally the money has already been made. The work is done. I'm just waiting to get paid. These people just don't get that. They don't get that. They don't see this, the stress. They don't see that this is my livelihood. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I keep a roof over my head. This is how I keep these lights on, in and out of the negatives. I've been like, $100 is really the only threshold that I've had between like making it and giving up right now. Like I've been floating on that line all fucking month. And that's after I had identity. It's not identity, but I had credit card theft happen this month, which fucked me over. I'm trying to enjoy my holiday season, but I can't because the top of mind thing is, how the fuck am I gonna pay my bills? Now it's not just I'm climbing or building up from zero. I'm climbing out of a hole that I shouldn't even be in.
It was freaky because a lot of the consistent work that I had gotten had fallen off. A lot of the contracts that were month to month and the retainers were done. And a lot of people had already spent their marketing budgets for the entire year, because whenever they don't have money to spend, that means that there is not content that can be made. Remember back earlier in this mini doc, whenever I said that there are moments of feast and famine, where sometimes steak would be on my platter and sometimes I'd be eating ramen and saving the flavor packet? The winter time was definitely a ramen season. I definitely wouldn't say that growing up, I came from a very wealthy background. We didn't have a lot of money growing up. But at the same time, it's that upbringing and that environment that I grew up in that makes me want to hustle so hard to make this work, because I know that this has to work. That there isn't really an option here. I am my worst critic and also my biggest bully. It takes an extreme amount to faze me. I've been told a lot of things in YouTube comments. I've been told a lot of things in Instagram DMs. I've heard a lot of things that people have called me behind my back, and a lot of things that have been said about me behind my back. And none of that really fazes me. But if I look at myself inward as a failure, or that I haven't lived up to the task, that is going to hit me harder than anything else. So at the beginning of 2023, I was sitting there and I realized I have to make this work. There isn't an option other than winning and being successful. In the beginning of 2023, I made the decision to leave Low-Key Studios because of personal and professional reasons. Every single one of those guys is great. I mean, they're all talented and they're all going to make it super far. And I have zero doubts in their capabilities, because right now they're all making splashes in their own right. And their talent, their skills, they continue to grow. And you're going to continue to see them on this channel. There's no personal hard feelings, but it definitely taught me that you need to be able to separate your personal persona and your business persona. And whenever those two things get mixed together, they can really get ugly. I've heard so many stories of people that have done business transactions with their close friends for decades, and then all it takes is one sour thing for everything to fall apart, and you can go from being best friends to complete enemies. The beginning of this year, I went into it with the mindset of, I can really create my own destiny. I can create my own future. I can create my own opportunities, and I can create my own everything, really. In the creative industry, as a freelancer, this is very much so a relationship-based industry, and I really take the time to listen to what people have to say, what their goals are, understand what it is they're trying to accomplish, because that's what this is about. That's the foundation of everything in this industry, is relationships and being mindful of what other people are doing and what they would like to do and how you can help them reach their goals. That's what the creative industry is founded on. Creatives put a lot of heart and soul into everything that they do. And that's why it's so easy to be hurt whenever somebody doesn't like your work. You have to grow a thick skin. That's probably one of my favorite takeaways from going to college, is the graphic design program taught me how to take criticism, how to really respond to it, how to understand it and perceive it and dissect it so that it actually provides value to you. Criticism isn't always a bad thing. People are so easily hurt by things, and they take things so personally. And as a creative, it is, because what we create and what we make is an extension of us as a person. So whenever people say things about your work, it's easy to take that as a personal attack. I can really criticize myself for a lot of things that I did last year, and I've received a lot of criticism for how I did business. And looking back, there's a lot of things I would have done differently, but that's just part of growth, right? Looking back and reflecting on what it is you're doing and understanding what things are and what you could have done to do it better. But there's no sense in dwelling on the past for too long, because you got to move forward. You got to look at the future, because the future is where the opportunity is at. The past, it's already happened. I did do a lot of inward thinking. I sat there and I really thought, what happened and what had changed? Because freelance business has cost me friendships, it's cost me opportunities, and it's really changed essentially the entire way that I operate. But as I said, all you can do is look forward, and that's why I was so hyper focused on the springtime and what that was going to bring, because springtime is where we're at now, and I gotta tell you, it's a really fun time. It's really cool to reflect back on what exactly was going on for the past year. And now I sit here editing this mini doc recording with this really lazy setup, and I have a flight in 12 hours for a traveling gig. Things that I never would have thought happening are happening. Being flown out for gigs, being flown out to shoot, being flown out to capture content, capture stories, and be able to communicate them with a camera. Being my own boss has been easily one of the most rewarding yet challenging things I've ever done. It has taught me so many different lessons that I've learned, things that I'm still learning as we speak. I've gone through very high highs and very low lows, higher and lower than I think I've ever been through. And I gotta tell you, it's super cool to be able to sit here and tell this story to you guys and show you what the past year has been like. Because at the end of the day, you guys made this possible. You watching this mini doc, you watching this video, however you want to perceive this piece of work, you're responsible for it because you have been here to support me. Your views matter, your clicks matter, your comments matter, the engagement matters. You guys have helped me break into an industry that I honestly didn't even know I was going to be in. I've been blessed with the support of so many people, so many places, so many businesses, so many brands, and it's so freaking cool to be able to sit here and say that, all because I just clicked upload on YouTube one day. All because I wanted another creative outlet, and just because I followed a passion and followed a dream and tried my best to make it a reality. Being able to sit here and say that I've been a freelancer for a full year of my life, that's pretty freaking cool. I thought that going to school for graphic design was going to secure me something in a stable job field. And little did I know Canva was going to exist, and then AI was going to come out, so it's not even like I can use it anyways. All because I stuck my phone up in a window one day and I hit upload. And I mean, I hit upload a lot more times, but you get the point. It all starts with that one. So again, if there's one thing you can take away from this video, it would be this. You can think that you're doing everything right, making all the right decisions, working on all the right projects, and still somehow everything can blow up into something that you would have never expected.